So over the last 2 days, it's just been almost solid rain all day long. We've got the remnants of Hurricane Helene came through here. Now we didn't get any thunderstorms or tornadoes or anything from it. We did get some wind gusts, I think up to like 50, 60 miles an hour one evening. But most of the time, it was just like a mist or a sprinkle, or we had some like decent rainfall a lot as well, but nothing like a complete washout, like just a downpour. So for us, we've been in a drought condition. That is actually good. And it looks like most of it has soaked into the ground. And the reason I say that is because when I look out here at my pond, it still seems low. It doesn't look like it got a ton of runoff to fill the pond back up. So I do think that a lot of it did get to soak in, and I do think that is good for us. Now, we did get a little bit of damage. So here in the garden, I don't know if you can tell it, but this corn, my 10-foot tall corn, is leaning over. I have some that's in there that's almost leaning this far over. So most of it is still standing, but it did blow the corn over a little bit. And right here, these are my 3 San Marzino, they're like paste tomatoes right here. And all 3 of these, the cages and all, the cages are like 6 foot tall, they all fell over. And it almost uprooted the tomatoes out of the ground. I've got them all lifted back up and put in place. But that was really the only damage that we saw until we drove around the property. So we're out here at our first hay field, and behind me here there's a trail. This is like a 4-wheeler side-by-side trail that goes through here, and we have a tree down. I think this is a bitternut hickory tree is what this is. And it's almost like there's 3 trees growing together right here. And you can see this one completely uprooted and broke away from these other 2 trees. So this is blocking the trail. I can't drive back through there right now. And you can see that this branch right here is kind of coming out onto the hayfield a little bit. So this is a tree that we will have to cut up at some point in time. It'll make some good firewood, that's for sure. Actually, being hickory, it'll probably end up making some good wood for a smoker if I end up ever getting a smoker that actually burns wood, or maybe I can sell it to people for people to use in their smoker. So there's the tree that's down, and here is our hunting blind. And earlier this year, there's actually another tree down that's right behind the hunting blind, and some of these trees have prevented it from coming down and hitting the staircase on this. So I figure sometime in the fall, I'll come out here and I'll try to get this tree safely down from the way it's wedged up in those trees, and then get it and the other one cut up for firewood. So needless to say, the last couple days, we haven't got much done around here with all of the rain. We've actually done a few things inside, doing a little bit of canning, making a little bit of broth. And today's finally the first day without rain, so we're gonna try to start getting back outside, get some stuff done today. So the first thing I want to do is I want to get the post hole digger put on the tractor and then get it all put back together, and we're going to test this out today. We're going to drill 3 posts back here that we're going to set in concrete, and we're going to drill some 9-inch holes. So hopefully this is going to be a good test for my repair. This piece right here where the top link connects, this broke off, and I've welded it on both sides, and I figure we'll try it out today and we'll see whether that weld holds through drilling these holes, and hopefully it's a good repair. We'll find out. So I want to put the post hole digger on the back of the 2515, so we'll go ahead and unhook the brush hog. Probably not the best idea. It's a little soft. Oh yeah, very soft. Let's try somewhere else. I've just rutted this up. All right, brush hog's unhooked, but I hear an electric fence shorting out, so let's go check it out. Back here we got the pig fence. Of course it's wet. So I think the popping sound I'm hearing is actually the knot where I've tied it together, and you can't tell it, but it's starting to turn black on the inside of that knot. And I know that's not the best way to tie electric, poly braid together like that. They make like little metal clamps where you can clamp them together to try to get better conductivity. Well, the pigs want to come out and see what I'm doing, don't you? Yeah. So I'm gonna unplug that fence charger. So now this is dead and I can actually try to mess with this. So this knot right here has been wrapped around, I don't know, 5-6 times. And this one is only wrapped around a couple times. So I can see it turning black. So we'll retie this, try it again. All of a sudden, all the animals started running in from the field. Here they come with their leader, Maya. Hi, sweetheart. How are you? Yeah, you like the camera. I know. You're not camera shy, are you? No, you're not. It's kind of funny. All of a sudden, they'll decide they want to drink of water, and it's like a stampede. They all kind of run from this field, and they run all the way up here to the water trough. Like they look like they're like super excited, you know, legs kicking. Look like they're having a good time. It is blinking. I don't know if it shows up on camera. So charger's back on. No matter what you do around here, the animals seem to come to you, see what you're doing. They're all curious. All right, the clicking is a lot better. I still do hear a click, but it's not that knot. I've tied it up a little tighter. It may actually be this knot that's clicking slightly. But I think the real problem was there was a bunch of brush down here on this end, and I've kind of pulled all that out and got it off the electric wire. And that electric fence is for the pig pen, but it's also for the wire that we set up down this hill where we've made up like a small sheep pasture. So it's actually powering 2 different pastures right now. So when I first came out here, I was going to put the brush hog right here where we emptied out this compost bin. And this area is very soft after the rain we got. Hopefully you can see the ruts that I ended up making with the tractor. So I'm going to have to wait for this area to really compact, or I'm going to have to put down some fabric and some gravel here before I can really use it. Grab the post hole digger. Hope I don't need it. It's a lot easier to do when there's not a gearbox mounted to it. Lower our 3-point, we'll see how close we are. Pretty close. All right, see if we can get our pin through here. Oh. All right, we got the post hole digger all put back together. So now I need to measure out. Over here, I need to measure out for an 18-foot gate. So since I'm by myself and I want a fairly accurate measurement for this gate opening, I am going to clamp my measuring tape to the post. It's going to help guarantee I get an accurate measurement here. There we go, we're attached. So now it'll be fairly easy for me to look down this fence line and know exactly where it's straight in line. These next 2 posts I'm not too worried about the accuracy on. Go ahead and get our weights back on. Every little bit helps. £100. All right, I think it looks pretty good. Let's drill it. Rev her up. All right, the post hole digger worked. We did get a hole drilled. You could tell once you got down in there, it was dry. I mean, so once we got a foot deep, it got a lot harder, but it did it. So my hole's roughly 3.5 feet deep, and the shortest post that I'm gonna use is 9.5 feet. So I can't drill the hole deep enough to pour it entirely in concrete. So what I'm gonna have to do is I will end up putting my posts in here, and I will pound them down about a foot into the bottom of that hole, and then we'll fill it up with concrete. I could cut the post off, fill it with concrete and be done, but if I can put more posts in the ground, I might as well do it. Well, we're testing the weld now, aren't we? Hadn't broke yet. So this area is extremely dry, and that clay is very hard. So our hole is roughly about 18 inches deep. That's all we've got. Well, I was afraid I'd have to end up doing this. So this right here is why I like to do fence in the wintertime, because in the wintertime around here, the ground usually doesn't freeze very often, and it's just muddy all the time. So the ground's always soft for you to be able to put in your posts. All right, I've got all 3 of the holes drilled, and I had to manually dig on 2 of those. Still pretty dry down in there. Oh, about dropped it. If I tell Rebecca I can help her, guaranteed she's gonna try to do it by herself. She's stubborn like that. Ooh, don't hit my tractor door.
Got lots of obstacles in my way.
Yeah, there is.
This, I got it.
You got, okay, hands off. Anything I can do, you can do better.
Almost. Try again. Okay.
Yeah, this post needs to move south, so I'm gonna have to take a post hole digger and make the hole a little bigger. So the reason I'm gonna widen this hole is because I really want to have like 3 inches of concrete minimum on each side of the pipe. If I go ahead and put it all the way to one side of this hole, the concrete's only gonna be like 1 inch thick and it'll break real easy. So I'm just doing this so that the concrete we put in here is stronger, basically. Rebecca's taking over. She's showing me how it's done. She had the idea of a trenching shovel to scrape the sides. Well, this hole is going to take probably an extra bag or 2 of concrete. Hope I got enough.
Almost. Okay. Can you back up just a little?
Yep.
Very little. Okay. That's good.
Good?
Good.
All right. I think they're lined up with each other pretty good. These are heavy. These are 80-pound bags. Yeah, you need to lift with your legs and not with your back.
Well, I can try.
You're not, that's not even close. Let me do it. Why don't you grab these smaller bags?
You want this open one?
Yeah, I want to use the open bag. That's all the concrete. Hope that's enough. Oh, we're getting rained on. It'll probably be a short shower, but we're getting rained on. I'm gonna guess probably 70% of the people noticed you got boots on today.
Well, it's boot season.
Boot season, huh?
Yeah.
It's getting colder.
I don't wear boots by jobs. I
By
wear
temperature.
By season, yes.
Oh, you always need like just a little bit of the next bag. Did I say a little bit?
That's funny.
I put quite a bit there.
Oh, sorry.
Whoa.
Sorry.
You about got me in the face with that. What are you doing?
I'm trying to spray a little. But I don't
You're
have
missing completely.
I don't have good control.
Your aim is completely off.
See, I'm trying to do a light shower.
But
I have to control my grip.
Hey, watch it. You're back. Are you doing that on purpose?
No.
Well, this one's definitely going to be crowned because we had plenty of concrete. All right, we got all 3 posts set in the ground in concrete, and the reason we're doing this is because there's going to be a gate hanging here. I'm going to set all of my posts that hang a gate. I'm going to set them in concrete to just make them more stable. And if it's a brace like this, I'll just set all 3 posts in concrete and it'll stabilize it even more. So while I got Rebecca helping me, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to drive 4 more posts down next to the cemetery, and that'll finish out that corner brace, or at least the posts for that corner brace. I can't drive these big pipe posts alone. I have to have Rebecca's help, so I might as well get it done while she's here. Go ahead and measure 5 feet. It's going to stick out of the ground. Okay.
This one needs to go your way a little there.
Yeah, that looks good. So the corner brace where we're going to drive the post is down right there. And you can see this is all newly planted grass right here. I hate to drive on top of that and then kill off or damage the grass that I just planted. So I think we'll take the side by side and we can stay along the edge and get down there. But as far as the tractor's concerned, I think I'm going to just drive around instead of driving on top of this. You may not fit. It's gonna be tight. You're good on that side. Up, wait. It'll actually probably be better if I slide them to that side as you're driving down the fence line. All right, you should be good now. Tight fit right here. We were talking about it. We may end up taking this tree out just so that we can turn and go down the fence line a little easier. way off. Needs to go in that way about a foot.
Like towards the field?
Toward the field, yep. Yep. Let's try right here. Yeah, I'd say right there looks good. All right, we've got these 2 posts in here and we got those 2 posts back there. So that makes this corner brace. This is like a 45-degree corner right here. So I ended up doing exactly what I was afraid would happen. And I ended up rutting up the ground. And I've got a little bit of a rut here. And then, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but we've got a rut going back that way where I drove in with the tractor. These ag tires, and plus this is so heavy. So with this field being newly planted, you know, we had just worked up this soil and everything and all the rain, it's soft. And it's really gonna prevent me from getting out here and driving all of these T-posts because there's not enough room. There's not enough room on this side of the fence. I'm about gonna have to have the tractor either straddling the fence line or being on this side somehow. So I don't think it's a good idea to come out here and just drive all of these fence posts and get the fence done. I think I need to wait for this grass to green up a little bit and get a little bit farther along before I start driving on it. So I'll probably move on to another project for the next couple weeks and then we'll come back and we'll finish this fencing. So hopefully you guys can tell, but the field is starting to get a slight green hue to it. So all the grass is starting to germinate back here. And yeah, I think by the end of the week, it's gonna really start looking different. And all this rain has definitely helped. So if I'm not gonna end up working on fence posts along this, I think what I'm gonna do this week is I'll probably go back to the corral project and I may cut out the new door in the side of the barn. That'll get some more ventilation through there as well. And then may start working on some of the fence line feeders over there and start building them out. And for that project, I really wanna build like my own, I don't know, fence line feeder panels where the animals will stick their heads through and eat the hay. So I thought I'd fabricate some stuff up here in the workshop. And the place that I typically buy all of my metal off of, they have just closed down. They tried to sell their business and I don't think they tried to sell it for very long, but nobody ended up buying it off of them, so they ended up closing down. So I've got to find a new place to buy metal for these welding projects. So I'm gonna have to do some searching probably tonight and see what I can find. The place that I used to buy it off of, I could always call them on the Monday and I'd say, hey, I need all of these, you know, sizes and pieces, and they would have them by like Wednesday. And I mean, they'd be able to get it pretty quick if they didn't have it in stock. So yeah, so now I'm scrambling trying to figure out, I guess, where I'm gonna build all these projects from. But yeah, I think that's what I'll end up working on this week. I'll probably go back over to the corral project and go work on that. And then I will probably I will probably paint more of these pipes. And once I get enough of them painted, I can come out here and I can build the braces out with the horizontal and the angled braces and at least get that part done. But I just hate to drive on this until the grass has got some good growth behind it, got some roots underneath it, holding the dirt together. So, but yep, really thankful for the rain. I'm really thankful that none of this grass seed ended up going to waste and that it's all germinated and everything's looking good. The weather's cooler, everything's, I think the drought, I would assume our drought is basically ending as much rain as we've got lately. So everything's looking good. So I think that's going to be it for this video, guys. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.